Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my demo teaching with ICT-driven lesson plan. To start with, please stand with a prayer to be followed by the singing of the national anthem.
Our God Almighty, as we continue with our journey during these trying times, we pray for your divine grace to fill our hearts with joy in times when we are sad, love when we feel hateful, hope when we feel hopeless, and faith when we feel we are about to give up. This pandemic has affected so many aspects of our lives, and that we pray that this COVID-19 crisis will come to an end and make this world again a better place to live. We pray, O God, to protect us against all harm and save us from any event that causes great distress. May you bless everyone with a good heart to help those in need and a grateful heart so that we may at all times appreciate every blessing we receive. Make everyone realize that this time is an opportunity to do good deeds and not an opportunity to take advantage. Bless our leaders to think of the greater good of their constituents and our medical frontliners not to become tired of providing quality health service. Lord, continue to bless our family with good health, our teachers with strength to endure all the demands of this new normal setup in education, and our fellow students with an ardent desire to move forward and continue with our studies no matter how difficult the situation is. And may love and peace prosper to everyone. This we ask in your most holy name. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Okay, students, please take your seat. Now I'll go to your respective places. Okay, good morning, everyone. Are you happy today? Okay, very good. But before that, let us check the attendance. Okay, who is the monitor? Yes, Marielle. Are all the students present? Okay, very good. No one is absent. Okay, our topic for today is all about biology, no? Specifically, the human reproductive system. Are you familiar with our human reproductive system? No? Okay, you are familiar. But before that, let us talk the objectives first. The first objective is to identify the parts of the male and female reproductive system. The second objective is to describe the parts of the reproductive system and their functions. And the third objective is to appreciate the value of having a healthy body. Next slide, please. Okay, let us tackle the house rules. Why is that house rules are important in a classroom setup? Why? No? So that the students will have a guide on how and what to do in their activities. First house rule is to work collaboratively within your groups. Second is only productive noise is allowed. Third, choose a leader to report your work. And fourth, work under the given period of time. Okay. Okay, but before that, let us have an activity first. This activity is entitled Guess What Game? Are you ready, class? Okay. I know you are very excited. Okay, next slide, please. In this activity, class, you are going to identify the different organ systems in the human body using this picture. Okay, next picture, please. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, in order to do that, you're going to go to the website www.menti.com and you're going to use the code 40981768. Okay. Okay, let us try. Okay. Okay, what different organ systems can you find in the presented below? Okay, there are answers. We have the nervous system, we have the circulatory system, we have the integumentary system, the muscular system, the urinary system, and the skeletal system. Wow, very good. Next, please. Okay, how about this picture? What organ systems can you find? Okay, let us view the answers. Wow, very nice. Okay, your answers are reproductive system, urinary system, digestive system, respiratory system, and lymphatic system. Okay. Okay, this one. No, this one. And this one. This one, yes. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, next slide. Okay, next slide. Okay, what things come into your mind first when you see this picture? No? What things come into your mind when you see this picture? Okay. Next slide, please. Relax. It's just eggshells. I know what you are thinking, okay? Next slide, please. What things come into your mind when you see this picture? No, no, no. Okay, let's reveal the answer. Calm down. It's just a tree, okay? Okay? The one who laughs last is the slowest, and the one who laughs first has the dirtiest mind. Okay, I know what you are thinking, class. Okay, next, please. Sometimes all you need is a new perspective. Okay, next. Okay, let us have some questions. Some questions to ponder in your mind. Question number 1. How old are you when you notice some changes in your body? Okay, yes, Joseph. 14 years old, 13, no? There are varying ages when you notice some changes in your body. Okay, next. Do you have some questions raised in your mind that you are afraid to ask? No, do we have these questions in our mind that we are afraid to ask? Yes, we all have. Next slide, please. Are you curious of what happens in your body? So are you curious of what happens in your body, on how your body changes? Yes, of course. Next slide, please. Okay, let us try another activity. This activity is entitled Unlock Me. Are you ready, class? Okay, I know you are very excited. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, in this activity, class, you are going to guess the correct word in the jumbled letters presented. Okay? The first jumbled letters is this one. What do you think is this word? Yes, Leia? Yes, that is correct. Okay, next slide, please. The correct answer is organ. So, what is an organ? Now, to review, class, an organ is a part of the human body formed by different tissues that maintains a structure, vascularization, and capacity to develop physiological functions with a significant level of autonomy. Okay, next, jumbled letters. Okay, what do you think is this word? Okay, yes. Okay, let us reveal the answer. The correct word is genitals. Okay, yes, genitals. Genitals are the sexual or reproductive organs located on the outside of the body. And we will talk about this topic, this one, later. Okay, next slide, please. The next jumbled letter is that one. What do you think is the answer? Okay. Everybody is, seems silent. Okay, let us reveal the answer. The correct answer is anatomy. But what is anatomy? It is a branch of science concerned with the bodily structure of humans, animals, and other living organisms, especially as revealed by the dissection and the separation of parts. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, what do you think is this word? Yes? Okay, very good, Marielle. The correct word is reproduce. Okay. And reproduce means is to create something very similar, no? Very similar, especially in a different medium or context. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, what do you think is this word? Yes, Albert. Yes, you got it right. The correct word is semen. Semen, okay? And semen is a thick fluid that comes from men's penis when they ejaculate during sexual activity. It carries sperm out of a man's body so it can fertilize an egg and create an embryo during the first stage of pregnancy. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, what do you think is this word? Yes, Sheila. Yes, Sheila. Okay, you got it right, Sheila. The correct word is ovum. What is ovum? Ovum is a mature female reproductive cell, especially by human or other animal, which can divide to give rise to an embryo, usually only after fertilization by a male cell. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is the last jumbled letters. What do you think is this word? Okay, let us reveal the answer. The correct word is fertilized. By definition, fertilize means to cause an egg, female, animal, or plant to develop a new individual by introducing male reproductive material, which is the sperm cell. Okay, next slide please. Okay, activity time. Okay, are you ready class for the activity? Okay. Okay, next slide please. For this activity, you are grouped into 4. The group 1, I am giving you a template, and you are going to color the male and female reproductive organ. And then, next slide please. And the group 2 will cut out the reproductive organs and paste it in the reproductive organ template. And the group 3, which is composed of female only, they are going to watch a video about the male reproductive system and present in the class on the format of their choice. You can use a cell phone, or you can present it in a jingle, poem, or graphic organizer, or any what you think, no, that you are going to present in the class. Okay, this is the video. Okay, kindly play. Okay, let us watch all together, class.
The male reproductive system is to produce and deliver sperm to fertilize an egg in the female. These sperm are produced outside of the body cavity by the testicles, which are located in the scrotum. The scrotum protects and supports the male reproductive organs that are located outside of the body cavity. These include the testicles, epididymis, and vas deferens. The testicles produce about 300 million sperm each day. However, this is possible only if the temperature of the testicle is 93.2 degrees Fahrenheit. The scrotum maintains this temperature by adjusting how closely it holds the testicles to the body. The interior of each testicle consists of multiple lobules containing 2 or 3 seminiferous tubules. It is within these tubules that sperm formation begins. Sperm moves out of the tubules into the epididymis and then into the vas deferens. The vas deferens carry the sperm upward into the body cavity. After the sperm leaves the vas deferens through the ejaculatory ducts, they pass the openings of the seminal vesicles. The seminal vesicles, which are located near the base of the ejaculatory ducts, secrete a thick yellow substance to nourish the sperm. This secretion forms 60% of the volume of the semen. Semen is the sperm-containing fluid that is ejaculated at the climax of male sexual excitement. From here, the semen travels into the 8-inch long urethra, which transports both urine and semen, but not at the same time. At first, the urethra is surrounded by the prostate gland, and then it is surrounded and protected externally by the penis that is relaxed except during sexual excitement. During sexual excitement, the penis stiffens and enlarges so it can deliver the sperm into the female vagina. During the expelling of the semen, which is known as ejaculation, the prostate gland secretes a thick alkaline fluid that increases the ability of the sperm to move in the semen. Located just below the prostate gland are the vulvourethral glands. These glands open into the urethra, and during sexual arousal, they secrete the pre-ejaculate fluid that flushes out any residual urine from the urethra. It also lubricates the urethra to help the sperm pass through. When the male ejaculates into the vagina of the female, the sperm must travel upward through the uterus to fertilize the egg in the fallopian tube.
Okay, next slide please. And then the group 4 is composed of male only. They're going to watch a video about female reproductive system and present it in the class on the format of their choice. They can present it in the class using a cell phone or any available objects, or present it in a jingle, poem, or graphic organizer, or any choice of your own. Okay, let us watch a video about the female reproductive system. Okay, can you play please? Play the video. Yes, play the video using the mouse. No. Kindly go back to the previous one. Yes, that one. Kindly play the video. Okay, thank you.
We have taken a look at the reproductive system in males. Now, before moving on to the process of fertilization, we need to understand the place where this process takes place. Yes, I am referring to the female reproductive system. The site of ovum production, fertilization and the uterus are all a part of the female reproductive system. Let's have a look at this important system in this video. Do you remember where we began studying the male reproductive system? Yes, it was the site of sperm production. Similarly, we will begin learning from the site of production of the egg cell or simply the ovum. So the journey begins from these oval structures called the ovaries, one ovary on either side. Did you notice that the ovaries are connected to these tube-like structures? But they're not connected directly. If we look at it carefully, we find that there are finger-like projections which connect the two. These finger-like projections are very important for receiving the ovum when released from the ovaries. But do they have a scientific name? Yes, these finger-like projections are called the fimbriae. The fimbriae help to hold the ovum released and also help to sweep it to the tubes present ahead. But why does the ovum require this sweeping activity? Can't it travel on its own? No, it can't. Unlike the motile sperm, the ovum is non-motile. It cannot move until it is pushed or swept by some other cells. Now these tube-like structures that we are referring to since a long time also have a scientific name. They are called as the fallopian tubes. And what do you think will be their importance? Let me guess. Is it that they connect the ovaries to the uterus? Yes, that is definitely one important function. But more important than this is the fact that the fallopian tubes are the site of fertilization. Yes, it is the fallopian tubes where the sperms are able to fertilize the ovum. And from here, the zygote starts dividing and grows into an embryo. Now, where will this embryo go further? Needless to say, the uterus. We know that the uterus, commonly referred to as the womb, is the site of development of a baby. And when the growth of the baby is completed, it comes out of the mother's body through the vagina. Do we know what the vagina is? It is basically a small passage that opens to the exterior. It is the site where sperms are received in the female's body. On the other hand, the same passage is used for passing the baby out of the body during childbirth. Now that you've learned both the reproductive systems, can you tell me which one is more complex than the other one? Just think for a moment. If you think it is the male reproductive system, you may be wrong. Yes, the female reproductive system is more complex. The system is designed for the complete process of fertilization as well as the growth and the development of the baby. That is the reason why it is slightly more complicated compared to the male reproductive system. This was just an overview of how the female reproductive system is. We would get to know how every organ in this system works efficiently when we understand the process of fertilization and the development process of the embryo in detail. For that, you need to watch our next video.
Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. Okay, let us now discuss the main topic, no? About the male and the female reproductive system with these guide questions. What are the parts of the male reproductive system? Okay. Basically, class, there are two structures in the male reproductive system. First, we have the external structures, and second, we have the internal structures. What are the external structures of the male reproductive system? We have the penis, scrotum, the testis, and the epididymis. And the internal structures is composed of vas deferens, ejaculatory ducts, urethra, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and bulbourethral glands. Okay, next slide please. Then what are the parts of the female reproductive system? Okay. The same as with the male reproductive system, it has also external and internal structures. To be specific, the external structures of the female reproductive system are the following: the labia majora, the labia minora, the Bartholin's glands, and the clitoris. And the internal structures are the vagina, uterus, the ovaries, and the fallopian tubes. Okay, next slide please. And then what are the functions of each part? Now, what are the roles of each part in the male reproductive system? Let us talk first about it holds the testicles as well as many nerves and blood vessels. Then the scrotum protects your testes as well as providing a sort of climate control system. Okay, next slide please. Then we have the testes. The testes for the males are responsible for making testosterone, which is a hormone primarily for producing sperm. And we have epididymis, which is a long coiled tube that rests on the backside of each testicle. It carries and stores sperm cells that are created in the testes. Then we have the internal structures. We have the vas deferens, which functions or transports the mature sperm to the urethra in the preparation for ejaculation. Then we have ejaculatory ducts, which are formed by the fusion of the vas deferens and the seminal vesicles. The ejaculatory ducts are empty into the urethra. And then we have the urethra, which is a tube that carries urine from the bladder to outside of your body. It has the additional function of expelling semen when you reach orgasm. Okay, next. Another internal structure is the seminal vesicles, which has a sugar-rich fluid, which is called fructus, that provides sperm with a source of energy and helps with the sperm's ability to move. Next slide. Okay, we have the prostate gland, which contributes additional fluid to the ejaculate, and the bulbourethral gland to produce a clear, slippery fluid that empties directly into the urethra. Next slide, please. So let us talk about the female reproductive system and its structures. Okay, first we have the external structures. We have the labia majora. So labia majora is an enclosed and protects the other external reproductive organs. Next, we have the labia minora, which can have a variety of sizes and shapes. No? This is very significant to females. They lie just inside the labia majora and surround the openings of the vagina and urethra. Next, we have the Bartholin's glands. These glands are located next to the vaginal opening on each side and produce a fluid or mucus secretion. Next, then we have the clitoris, a small sensitive protrusion that is comparable to the penis in males. The clitoris is very sensitive to stimulation and can become erect. Next, another internal structure. Okay, let us talk about internal structures. We have the vagina. So it is a canal that joins the cervix, the lower part of the uterus to the outside of the body. It is also known as the birth canal. Next, please. And we also have the uterus. The uterus is a hollow, pear-shaped organ that is the home to a developing fetus. Next, please. Then we have the ovaries. The ovaries are the small oval-shaped glands that are located on either side of the uterus. The ovaries functions to produce eggs and female hormones. And we have the fallopian tubes. Fallopian tubes are narrow tubes that are attached to the upper part of the uterus and serve as pathway for the ova or the egg cells to travel from the ovaries to the uterus. And fertilization of the egg by a sperm normally occurs in the fallopian tube. Next slide, please. So what is the main function of the human reproductive system in our body? Yes, anyone? Okay, very good. Okay. Our reproductive system class, no? It is a biological system made up of anatomical organs involved in sexual reproduction. To be specific, for the male reproductive system, it functions to produce and deposit sperm. On the other hand, the female reproductive system, it functions to produce egg cell, protect, and nourish the fetus until birth. Okay, next slide please. Okay, we have these questions in our mind. No? Try to reflect, class. As a grade 10 student, no? Since you are now in grade 10, how important to you is knowing your own body parts, especially your reproductive organs? Yes, anyone from the class? Yes, Julia. Okay, thank you for your answer. Okay, knowing, class, your body parts, especially your reproductive organs, no? It adds an additional knowledge. No, knowing your reproductive organs means knowing what is in your body, knowing what is happening in your body. Nung anong naam na siya diha, no? What is for? What is this for? No? Okay, next question. And how can you relate this topic in your MAPI subject? I know you have a MAPI subject. How can you relate this topic, the reproductive system, in your MAPI subject, such as reproductive diseases, sexually transmitted diseases, and teenage pregnancy? No, this topic is very timely and relevant to you guys since you are now in grade 10 student, and in your age, no, some of these happenings, no, like teenage pregnancy, sexually transmitted diseases, and pregnancies are very timely and relevant. No, so you should be careful. No? Okay, next slide please. Okay, let us now have the assessment. So in the assessment part, you are assessed, no, on your learnings. No? Question number 1. Okay, you are going to identify the parts of the male reproductive system based on the structure or function. Okay, question number 1. What is the male reproductive organ that produces the sperm cells? What do you think is the answer? Yes? Okay. The correct answer is the testes. Okay, very good. Question number 2. Question number 2. What part of the female reproductive organ where baby grows up to 9 months? Okay, what part of the female reproductive organ? Okay, very good. The correct answer is uterus. Okay, next question please. What are the 2 male reproductive organs that produce most of the fluids that make up the semen? What are those 2 organs? No, try to recall in our topic. Okay, these 2 organs are, we have the prostate gland, and the second one is the seminal vesicles. Okay. Next question. Okay, for the 2 last questions, here it is. The male sex cell is called blank, while the female sex cell is called blank. Okay, what do you think is the answer? Okay, what do you think is the answer? Okay, the male sex cell is called the sperm cell, and the female sex cell is called the egg cell. Okay, next slide please. Okay, in this part, the students can access the assessment part by logging in to this link in the quizzes. Yes. So the students are going to copy the link and paste it in the Google to answer. So let us try, no? Okay, kindly exit, yes. Okay, kindly go to the, okay. Okay, please add another tab. Add another tab, the plus part. Yes. Okay, then go back to the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, please copy the HTTPS, copy. Highlight. Okay, highlight. Copy, Control C.